The mother who came back. The knocking came at 11:47 on a cold Friday night. Maya almost ignored it. She was standing in the kitchen, washing the last coffee cup of the day, while her husband, Daniel, was upstairs getting ready for bed. Their neighborhood was usually quiet at night. Nobody came to their door without calling first. The knocking came again. 3 slow knocks. Maya dried her hands and walked toward the front door. When she looked through the small glass panel beside it, her heart stopped. An older woman was standing under the porch light. Her hair was wet from the rain. Her shoulders were shaking. Maya knew that face. She had seen it in dreams for years. It was her mother. Maya did not move. For a moment, she wondered if she was imagining it. 9 years. 9 years since her mother had stood beside her father's car and told her she was no longer welcome in the family. 9 years since she had been told that marrying Daniel had destroyed everything. 9 years since her parents had cut her out of their lives. And now her mother was standing at her front door. Maya slowly opened it. Her mother looked at her. Neither woman spoke. Then her mother whispered, "Maya." Maya's fingers tightened around the door. "What are you doing here?" Her mother's eyes filled with tears. "Please," she said. "Let me come inside." Maya stared at her. There was a time when she would have opened that door without asking questions. There was a time when hearing her mother's voice would have been enough. But that girl was gone. The woman standing in the doorway now had learned how to survive without her family. She had learned how to stop waiting for phone calls that never came. She had learned how to celebrate birthdays without her parents. She had learned how to build a home with the man her family had rejected. Maya shook her head. "You can't just come here after 9 years." "I know. You didn't call. I was afraid you wouldn't answer." Maya almost laughed. "You were afraid?" Her mother lowered her head. "Yes." The answer surprised Maya. Her mother had never been afraid of her before. She had been the strongest voice in the family. When Maya announced that she was going to marry Daniel, her mother had cried for hours. But those tears had not been tears of happiness. Her mother had told her that people would talk. She had asked Maya to think about the family name. She had asked her to think about what her father would say. And when Maya refused to leave Daniel, her mother had finally said something Maya had never forgotten. "If you marry him, don't expect this family to be here for you." Maya had married Daniel anyway. Her father did not attend the wedding. Her older brother refused to speak to her. Her younger sister sent one short message. "You chose this." After that, there was silence. Maya looked at her mother now. "What happened?" Her mother stepped closer. "I need your help." Maya felt the anger return. There it was. Not an apology. Not "I miss you." Not "I was wrong." She needed something. Maya crossed her arms. "What kind of help?" Her mother looked toward the street. Then she looked back at Maya. "It is about your father." Maya's expression changed. "Is he sick?" "No." "Did something happen to him?" Her mother hesitated. "Yes." Maya waited. Her mother looked as if she was trying to find the right words. "The family is in trouble." Maya said nothing. "What kind of trouble?" "Financial trouble." "That isn't my problem." "I know." "Do you?" Her mother looked down. Maya's voice became softer, but somehow more painful. "When I needed you, you weren't there." Her mother's lips trembled. "I know. When I had nowhere to go, you weren't there." "I know. When Daniel and I were struggling to pay our bills, you didn't call once." Her mother closed her eyes. "I know." Maya felt tears forming in her own eyes, but she refused to let them fall. She had cried enough for this family. She had cried when her father refused to walk her down the aisle. She had cried when her mother returned her wedding invitation unopened. She had cried when she realized her parents had removed her from the family business records. She had cried when she learned that the money her grandmother had promised her was suddenly gone. 9 years had passed. She had built a life. She did not want to go backward. "You should leave," Maya said. Her mother looked at her. "Please." "No. Maya, listen to me." I listened for years. Her mother reached into her coat pocket. She pulled out a small brown envelope. Her hands were shaking. This is why I came. Maya stared at it. What is that? Something your father never wanted you to see. Maya did not take it. Her mother held the envelope toward her. Please. Maya finally reached for it. The envelope felt strangely heavy. Not because of what was inside. Because of what it represented. Her family had always kept secrets. She remembered that now. Whenever she asked about her grandmother's money, her father changed the subject. Whenever she asked why her name was missing from certain family papers, her mother told her not to worry. Whenever Maya tried to understand what had happened to her inheritance, someone told her she was being selfish. She looked at the envelope. Why now? Her mother swallowed. Because I waited too long. Maya looked up. Her mother's face had changed. The woman who had arrived at the door was no longer angry or proud. She looked frightened. What happened? Maya asked again. Her mother stepped closer. Your father made a mistake. What mistake? He thought he could fix everything himself. Maya's heart began beating faster. Fix what? Her mother shook her head. I can't explain it here. Then explain it somewhere else. I need you to read that first. Maya looked down at the envelope. What's inside? Something from your grandmother. Maya froze. Her grandmother had been the one person in the family who had always defended her. Before she died, she had told Maya something that Maya remembered clearly. Never let anyone convince you that you are worth less than they are. At the time, Maya thought those were simply comforting words. Now, hearing her mother's mention of her grandmother made something cold move through her chest. What does Grandma have to do with this? Her mother looked away. That is the part your father never told you. Maya felt the old anger return. What did he hide? Her mother did not answer. Instead, she said, you need to talk to a lawyer. Maya stared at her. A lawyer? Yes. Why? Her mother looked directly into her eyes. Because what belongs to you may still be yours. Maya's breath caught. What does that mean? Her mother stepped backward. I have to go. No. Maya grabbed the doorframe. You don't get to come here, say something like that, and leave. Her mother wiped her tears. If I stay, your father will know I told you. Maya stared at her. For the first time, she understood that this was bigger than money. Her mother was afraid of her father. That thought alone was disturbing. Maya's father had always been strict, proud, controlling, but afraid. She had never seen that before. Mom, Maya said quietly. Her mother stopped. Did Dad hurt you? Her mother did not answer. That silence was enough. Maya's stomach tightened. Her mother turned toward the gate. Then she stopped. Without looking back, she said, whatever he tells you, don't believe that you walked away from the family. Maya stood completely still. Her mother continued. They pushed you out. Then she walked into the rain. Maya watched until her mother's car disappeared around the corner. She closed the door slowly. Daniel came downstairs. He had heard part of the conversation. Was that your mother? Maya nodded. What did she want? Maya looked at the brown envelope in her hand. I don't know. Daniel came closer. Are you okay? Maya wanted to say yes. But she wasn't. Her hands were shaking. She placed the envelope on the kitchen table. For several seconds, neither of them touched it. Then Maya opened it. Inside was a single folded document. The paper was old. At the bottom was her grandmother's signature. Maya read the first few lines. Then her face went pale. Her name was there. So was the word inheritance. Daniel looked at her. What does it say? Maya could barely speak. It says Grandma left something to me. Daniel looked confused. But your father said there was nothing. I know. Maya kept reading. Then she reached the final paragraph. Her eyes stopped. She read it twice. Then a third time. Daniel saw the fear in her face. What? Maya slowly turned the paper toward him. At the bottom was a handwritten sentence. It had been added by her grandmother. Maya read it aloud. If they ever tell you that you lost everything, do not believe them. The room became silent. Maya looked toward the closed front door. Her mother had come back after 9 years. Not because she missed her. Not only because the family was in trouble. She had come back because there was something Maya's father had hidden from her. And for the first time in 9 years, Maya began to wonder if the family had not disowned her because she married Daniel. Maybe there had been another reason. Maybe the marriage had simply given them the excuse they needed. Maya looked again at her grandmother's signature. Then she noticed something she had missed. A second page was still inside the envelope. And on that page was a date. The date was from 3 days before Maya's wedding. Whatever her grandmother had known back then, she had wanted Maya to discover it someday. And now, 9 years later, that day had finally arrived. The betrayal gets worse. Maya stared at the second page. Her fingers felt cold. The date at the top was impossible to ignore. 3 days before her wedding. 3 days before her father had refused to attend. 3 days before her mother had told her that choosing Daniel meant losing her family. Maya read the page again. There were only a few lines. Her grandmother had written a short note. It said that the document had been prepared because she wanted Maya to have something of her own. Something that no one else could control. But there was one line that made Maya's heart race. Your parents must not know the full details until you are ready. Maya slowly put the paper down. Daniel stood across the table. What does it mean? I don't know. But your grandmother clearly knew something. Maya nodded. She looked at the clock. It was almost midnight. She had spent years trying to forget her family. Now, in less than an hour, they had returned to her life and opened a door she had thought was permanently closed. Daniel pulled out a chair. Maybe they knew about this before the wedding. Maya looked at him. That would explain a lot. For years, one question had bothered her. Why had her father's anger been so extreme? Other parents might have disagreed with a marriage. Her father had acted as if Maya had committed a crime. He had removed her from the family business. He had cut off every financial connection. He had even told relatives that she was no longer his daughter. At the time, Maya believed it was because Daniel was black. She still believed that prejudice had been part of it. But maybe it had not been the whole story. Maya carefully folded the papers. We need to find out what Grandma left me. Daniel nodded. But we need to be careful. I know. She placed the documents inside a drawer. Neither of them slept much that night. The next morning, Maya woke before sunrise. She made coffee but barely touched it. She kept thinking about her mother. About the fear in her eyes. About the words she had spoken before leaving. They pushed you out. At 8 in the morning, Maya's phone rang. The number was unknown. She almost ignored it. Then she answered. Hello. A man's voice spoke. Is this Maya Carter? Yes. This is Robert Hale. I was your grandmother's attorney. Maya stood completely still. Her hand tightened around the phone. How did you get my number? Your mother gave it to me last night. Maya's heart sank. So she knew you? Yes. Why didn't you contact me before? There was a long pause. Because I was told not to. By whom? Another pause. Your father. Maya closed her eyes. Of course. She knew there was more. Robert continued. I have kept certain records for 9 years. I believe it is time you saw them. Maya sat down. What records? Your grandmother's trust documents. Maya's heart began beating faster. I thought my grandmother left me nothing. Robert sounded almost surprised. Who told you that? My father. Robert was silent for a moment. Then he said something that changed everything. Your father never had the right to tell you that. Maya looked at Daniel. He had heard enough to understand that something serious was happening. Robert gave her an address. It was not his law office. It was an old storage facility across town. Why there? Maya asked. Because I was ordered to keep the original records there. By my father. Yes. Why? I can't explain that over the phone. Maya felt uneasy. What happens if I come? You will finally see what your grandmother wanted you to have. The call ended. Maya stared at the phone. Daniel walked over. What did he say? She told him everything. Daniel was quiet. Then he said, "You shouldn't go alone." I wasn't planning to. They left an hour later. The storage facility was old and almost empty. Robert was waiting near a grey metal door. He was in his 70s. His hair was white. His face looked tired. When he saw Maya, he studied her for a long moment. "You look like your grandmother." Maya swallowed. Did she know what my father was doing? Robert looked away. She knew enough to be worried. Then why didn't she tell me? She tried. Maya frowned. What do you mean? Robert opened the door. Inside were rows of boxes. He walked to one in the back. This was delivered to me 2 days before your wedding. He placed the box on a table. Maya stared at it. Her name was written on the side. Not her married name. Her maiden name. Under it were 3 words. Open when ready. Maya touched the box. Why didn't you give it to me? Robert looked at her. Your father told me your grandmother had changed her mind. Maya's face hardened. Did she? No. Robert opened the box. Inside were old bank statements, letters, legal papers, and photographs. Maya's eyes moved across the documents. Then she saw a bank statement. Her name was on it. So was her grandmother's. The account contained a large amount of money. Maya stared at the number. It was far more than she had ever imagined. What is this? Robert answered quietly. Your grandmother's trust. Maya looked at him. How much was in it? Almost $800,000. Maya could not speak. Daniel stepped closer. Was this supposed to belong to Maya? Yes. Then where is it now? Robert looked down. That is the problem. Maya felt her stomach tighten. What happened? Robert took out another document. This trust had rules. He pointed to a paragraph. Your grandmother wanted the money protected until Maya reached a certain age. After that, she was supposed to receive control. Maya looked at the date. She had reached that age years ago. So why didn't I receive it? Robert is eyes met hers. Because someone moved the money. Who? Robert did not answer immediately. He opened another folder. Inside was a transfer record. Maya recognized the bank name. Her father had once used the same bank for the family business. She looked at the signature. Her face changed. It was her mother's signature. Maya pushed the paper away. No. Robert said nothing. My mother wouldn't do this. Robert's voice was gentle. She signed the transfer. Maya stood up. She told me she didn't know. Robert looked at her. Perhaps she told you what she needed you to believe. Maya felt betrayed all over again. She had spent years blaming her father. Now another possibility was opening. Her mother might have been part of it. Daniel put a hand on her shoulder. Let's slow down. Maya nodded. She forced herself to breathe. Where did the money go? Robert opened another folder. It was moved into a business account. Whose business? Your father's. Maya felt sick. He stole it. Robert shook his head. Legally, it is more complicated than that. Then explain it. Your grandmother's trust allowed certain investments. Your father claimed the money was being used to expand the family company. Was it? Robert looked at her. No. Silence filled the room. Then where did it go? Robert took out a final document. This is what I could never prove. Maya looked down. The paper showed several transfers. The money had moved through different accounts. Some were connected to the family business. Others were not. One account belonged to a company Maya had never heard of. Daniel leaned closer. What company is that? Robert answered. Carter Holdings. Maya frowned. My father's company. No. Robert shook his head. It was created separately. Who owned it? Robert hesitated. Then he pointed to a name. Maya's eyes widened. The company was not owned by her father. It was owned by someone else. Someone she knew. Her older brother, Jason. Maya stepped back. Jason. Robert nodded. Your brother received part of the money. Maya's mind raced. Jason had always told everyone that he had nothing to do with the family dispute. He had told relatives that Maya was selfish. He had said she had abandoned the family. But now there was evidence that he had benefited from her inheritance. Maya looked at Daniel. I need to speak to him. Robert stopped her. There is something else. Maya turned. What? Robert reached into the box and pulled out a sealed envelope. It was different from the others. It had her grandmother's handwriting. Maya recognized it immediately. Robert placed it in her hand. This was never supposed to be given to your parents. What is it? I don't know. You never opened it. No. Why? Because your grandmother told me to give it only to you. Maya stared at the envelope. Her name was written across the front. Below it were 5 words. For Maya, when they turn against her. Maya's heart pounded. She carefully opened it. Inside was a single photograph. It showed her grandmother sitting at a desk. Beside her was a stack of documents. And standing behind her was Maya's mother. But the photograph was not the shocking part. On the desk was a document with Maya's name clearly visible. And written across the top were the words, Inheritance Protection Agreement. Maya turned the photograph over. There was another handwritten message. Only one sentence. Your mother knows where the original is. Maya stopped breathing. Daniel looked at her. What does it say? Maya slowly raised her eyes. For the first time, she understood why her mother had returned after 9 years. She had not simply come to ask for help. She had come because something was missing. Something important. Something that could destroy the entire family if Maya found it first. Maya looked back at Robert. Where is the original agreement? Robert's face became serious. That is what your mother has been trying to find. Maya's heart sank. Why? Robert looked directly at her. Because if that document still exists, your father may not own what he thinks he owns. Maya stared at the papers. Then her phone began to ring. The caller ID showed one name. Jason. Her brother had not spoken to her in 9 years. Maya answered. There was silence on the other end. Then Jason spoke in a low voice. Maya, you need to stop looking into Grandma's papers. Maya's blood ran cold. How do you know I'm looking? Jason did not answer. Instead, he said something that made her grip the phone tighter. Because Dad knows. The call ended. Maya looked at Daniel. The room suddenly felt much smaller. Her father knew. Her brother knew. Her mother had come to warn her. And somewhere inside the old family records was a document powerful enough to change everything. But Maya still did not know the most important thing. She did not know why her grandmother had created that document 3 days before her wedding. And she did not know what her father had been willing to do to make sure Maya never found it. The secret they buried. Maya did not sleep that night. Jason's warning kept playing in her mind. Dad knows. Those 3 words were worse than any threat. For 9 years, Maya had believed her father wanted nothing to do with her. Now she understood something frightening. He had never stopped watching her. Daniel sat beside her at the kitchen table as the sun slowly came up. The documents from Robert were spread across the table. Bank records, trust papers, old letters, transfer forms, and the photograph of Maya's mother standing beside her grandmother. Maya picked up the photograph again. Why would Grandma write that my mother knows where the original is? Daniel looked at the picture. Maybe your mother was there when the agreement was signed. Then why did she never tell Maya? Daniel did not answer. Maya already knew. Because her mother had chosen her father. At least, That was what Maya had believed for 9 years. But now she was no longer sure. Her phone buzzed. A message from her mother appeared. "Please don't talk to Jason." "Not yet." Maya stared at the screen. A second message arrived. "Come alone if you want the truth." Maya looked at Daniel. He shook his head. "You don't have to go alone." "I know." "Then don't." Maya thought for a moment. She was tired of being kept in the dark. For 9 years, everyone had made decisions about her life without telling her the truth. She was done with that. "I'll meet her," Maya said. "But you're coming with me." Daniel nodded. They met her mother at a quiet coffee shop across town. Her mother was already there. She looked exhausted. Her hands were wrapped around a cup she had not touched. When Maya sat down, her mother looked at Daniel. "I didn't expect you to come." Maya answered calmly. "He is my husband." Her mother looked down. "I know." The words sounded painful. Maya did not soften. "You knew about the trust." Her mother closed her eyes. "Yes." "You knew Grandma left money for me." "Yes." "You knew Dad moved it." Her mother hesitated. "Yes." Maya felt a deep ache in her chest. "And you signed the transfer." Her mother looked at her. "I did." The answer was so simple that it hurt more than a lie. Maya leaned back. "Why?" Her mother began to cry. "Because your father told me it was temporary." Maya said nothing. "He said the company was in trouble," her mother continued. "He promised the money would be returned before you ever knew about it. And you believed him." "At first." Her mother wiped her face. "Then I realized he was lying." Maya's voice became colder. "When?" "About 6 months before your wedding." Maya froze. The date matched the first transfer. "You knew before my wedding?" Her mother nodded. "Your grandmother knew too." Maya looked at Daniel. Something suddenly made sense. The argument about her marriage. The sudden removal from the family business. The pressure to cancel the wedding. Maybe her father had not been afraid of Daniel. Maybe he had been afraid of Maya. Because if Maya married, she would become independent. She would have the right to question the family accounts. She would no longer be under her father's control. Her mother whispered, "Your grandmother wanted to tell you everything." "What stopped her?" "Your father." Maya's hands tightened. "How?" Her mother looked away. "He threatened to destroy the family." Maya almost laughed. "He destroyed it anyway." Her mother did not argue. For several seconds, there was silence. Then Maya asked the question that had been haunting her. "Where is the original agreement?" Her mother's face changed. "That was enough. You know." Her mother looked at her. "Yes." "Where?" "I can't tell you." Maya stood up. "Then why did you come to me?" Her mother grabbed her hand. "Because your father is going to lose everything." Maya pulled her hand away. "That isn't my problem." "It will become your problem if he goes to court." Maya stared at her. "What does that mean?" Her mother lowered her voice. "He used the family property as security for loans." Maya's stomach tightened. "Which property?" "The house." "Grandma's house." Her mother nodded. Maya could not believe it. Her grandmother's house had been in the family for decades. It was the place where Maya had spent every summer as a child. It was also the place her grandmother had always told her would someday belong to her. Her father had used it as security. For money he had already taken. Maya's mother reached into her bag. She pulled out another folder. "This is what I found." Maya opened it. Inside was a loan agreement. Her father's signature was on it. So was another signature. Maya recognized it immediately. Her brother Jason. Maya looked up. Jason knew. Her mother nodded. "He helped your father." Maya felt sick. All those years, Jason had told relatives that Maya had destroyed the family. But he had been part of the secret. "Why are you telling me now?" Her mother looked toward the window. "Because Jason has started asking questions." "What questions?" About the original agreement. Maya's heart began to beat faster. Her mother continued. He thinks your father never told me where it was. Does he know? No. Then why is he asking? Her mother looked at Maya. Because he thinks you might have it. Maya's blood ran cold. I don't. Her mother nodded. I know. She leaned closer. But Jason doesn't. Maya looked around the coffee shop. For the first time, she noticed a man sitting near the entrance. He was reading a newspaper. But he had not turned a page in several minutes. Maya whispered, "Is someone following you?" Her mother looked behind her. Her face went pale. I don't know. Daniel turned slightly. The man immediately looked down at his newspaper. Maya's mother grabbed her bag. We need to leave. They left through the back door. Outside, the three of them walked quickly toward Daniel's car. No one spoke until they were inside. Maya looked at her mother. Tell her everything. Her mother stared ahead. I can't. You can. I was afraid. You were afraid for 9 years. Her mother started crying again. I thought I was protecting you. You weren't. I know. You let him take Grandma's money. I know. You let him tell me I was worthless. Her mother covered her face. I know. Maya's voice became softer. Then tell me where the agreement is. Her mother lowered her hands. It was never in the house. Maya frowned. Where was it? Her mother looked directly at her. Your grandmother gave it to someone she trusted. Who? Her mother hesitated. Then she said a name Maya had not expected. Daniel's father. The car became silent. Daniel turned toward her. My father. Maya's eyes widened. Her mother nodded. Your grandmother knew your father would search the house. Why would Grandma trust his father? Because she knew he had no reason to help your family. Daniel looked stunned. My father never mentioned this. He may not know what he has. Maya stared at him. Where is he now? Daniel shook his head. He moved away years ago. Do you know where? Yes. Maya felt a strange mix of fear and hope. Maybe the agreement still existed. Maybe her grandmother had protected her after all. Then Daniel's phone rang. He looked at the screen. His expression changed. It's my father. Everyone became silent. Daniel answered. Dad. The call lasted less than a minute. When it ended, Daniel looked at Maya. What happened? He swallowed. He says someone came to his house this morning. Maya felt cold. Who? He doesn't know. What did they want? Daniel looked at her. They asked about your grandmother. Maya's mother began to shake. Daniel continued. They also asked about the agreement. Maya closed her eyes. The secret was no longer buried. Someone was digging it up. And whoever was searching had already found a trail. Then Daniel's father called again. This time, his voice sounded frightened. Daniel put the call on speaker. An older man's voice filled the car. Daniel, listen carefully. I am listening. I found the box. Maya's heart jumped. What box? Daniel asked. There was a pause. Your grandmother's box. Maya leaned closer. What is inside it? The old man breathed heavily. The original agreement. Maya's eyes filled with tears. After 9 years, the document finally existed within reach. But then Daniel's father said something that made her blood run cold. There is another document with it. Maya whispered, What document? His voice became quieter. One your grandmother wrote the night before she died. Maya's heart stopped. What does it say? The old man hesitated. I haven't read it. Why not? Because your grandmother wrote one instruction on the outside. What instruction? His voice trembled. It says, do not give this to Maya until her father tries to take the house. Maya looked at her mother. Her mother's face had gone completely white. She whispered only 4 words. He already tried. Maya stared at her. When? Her mother slowly answered. 3 weeks ago. The car fell silent. 3 weeks ago. That was before her mother had come to Maya's door. Before the phone calls. Before Robert revealed the trust. Her mother had known the danger was coming. And suddenly Maya understood something even more frightening. Her family was not simply trying to recover an old inheritance. They were trying to stop Maya from discovering what her grandmother had predicted. And somewhere, inside that box, was the truth about why her father had spent 9 years trying to keep Maya away from her own family. But Maya still did not know one thing. What had her grandmother seen coming? The revenge plan begins. Maya could not speak. Her mother's words remained inside the car like a heavy weight. He already tried. 3 weeks ago. Her father had already tried to take the house. That meant her grandmother's warning was not some old family fear. It was happening now. Daniel looked at his mother-in-law. How do you know? She looked down at her hands. Your father came to me. Maya's eyes narrowed. My father came to you. No. Your father sent someone. Who? I don't know. You must know something. Her mother shook her head. He wanted the original agreement. He said it was the only way to stop the bank from taking the house. Maya felt anger rising again. So he knew the agreement existed. Her mother nodded. He always knew. The words hurt. For 9 years, Maya had believed her father wanted her gone because of her marriage. Now she was beginning to understand something worse. Her father had wanted her gone because she stood between him and something he wanted. Her mother looked at her. I should have told you years ago. Yes, Maya said quietly. I was scared. I know. I thought if I kept quiet, I could protect everyone. Maya looked away. Sometimes staying quiet protects the wrong person. Her mother began to cry. Maya did not comfort her. Not this time. She had spent too many years comforting everyone else. Daniel started the car. Let's get the box. His father had agreed to meet them that afternoon. They drove to a small house on the edge of town. Daniel's father, Samuel, opened the door before they knocked. He looked older than Maya remembered. His face was serious. His eyes were tired. He hugged his son. Then he looked at Maya. I am sorry. Maya did not know what he meant. For what? For keeping this from you. Maya's heart tightened. You knew about the agreement. Samuel nodded. Your grandmother gave it to me. Why? She trusted me. Why not me? Because she was afraid your father would find it. Maya looked down. Did she know what he was planning? Samuel took a slow breath. She knew he was using the family business to hide debt. Maya felt her stomach turn. How much debt? I don't know the full amount. Then why did Grandma create the trust? To make sure your father could never use your inheritance to cover it. Maya finally understood. Her grandmother had not simply left her money. She had built a wall around it. A wall her father had spent years trying to break. Samuel led them into a small room. A metal box sat inside a cabinet. He took it out. Maya stared at it. Her name was written on the top. The handwriting was her grandmother's. Her hands trembled. Samuel handed her the key. You should open it. Maya unlocked the box. Inside were several papers. The original trust agreement. The house deed. Bank records. And a sealed letter. Maya picked up the agreement first. She read it carefully. Her grandmother had made one thing very clear. The money and property were Maya's. Her parents could not sell them. They could not borrow against them. They could not transfer them. And there was another condition. If anyone tried to take the property from Maya without her permission, control would immediately pass to an independent trustee. Maya looked at Daniel. So my father can't use the house. Samuel nodded. Not legally. Maya felt a small sense of relief. Then she picked up the deed. Her name was there. She was the legal owner. But another paper was attached to it. Maya read the date. Her eyes widened. This was filed 3 weeks ago. Samuel nodded. That is what I was afraid of. The document showed that someone had attempted to place a claim against the property. Maya's father had tried to use the house as security. Without her permission. Maya felt a strange calm settle over her. She was no longer confused. She knew exactly what had happened. Her father had taken money from her grandmother's trust. He had used the family business to hide it. He had tried to put her grandmother's house at risk. And when Maya stood in the way, he had pushed her out of the family. But there was still one question. Why did Grandma wait until the wedding? Samuel looked at her. She didn't. Maya frowned. What do you mean? Your grandmother had been planning the trust for months. Samuel opened another folder. Inside was a letter dated 6 months before Maya's wedding. Maya read it. Her grandmother had written about her father. She described him as angry, desperate, and afraid of losing control. Then Maya saw one sentence. If Maya marries Daniel, her father will no longer be able to control her decisions. Maya stopped reading. Daniel looked at her. What does it say? Maya handed him the letter. He read it silently. His face became hard. Her grandmother had understood everything. She knew Maya's father would try to control her. She knew marriage would make Maya more independent. She knew that if Maya stayed under her father's roof, she might never discover what had been done with her inheritance. Maya sat down. All those years, she had blamed herself. She had wondered whether she had caused the family break. Now she saw the truth. Her father had needed a reason to push her away. Her marriage gave him one. Maya looked at her mother. Did you know this? Her mother shook her head. Not all of it. But you knew enough. Yes. Maya looked away. Samuel suddenly spoke. There is more. He pointed to the sealed letter. Your grandmother told me not to open that. Maya picked it up. The envelope had her name. She opened it. Inside was a single page. Her grandmother's words were simple. My dear Maya, if you are reading this, then something has gone wrong. Maya's eyes filled with tears. Do not fight your father with anger. Fight him with truth. She continued reading. Keep every document. Trust the law. And never sign anything because someone tells you that family comes first. Maya paused. The next line was underlined. Family is not an excuse for betrayal. She wiped her eyes. Daniel placed his hand over hers. Maya read the final paragraph. There is one person in this family who knows the whole truth. You may not expect it. Maya stopped. Who? She looked at the bottom. Her grandmother had written one name. Maya stared at it. Then she looked at her mother. Her mother had already seen the name. Her face turned pale. Mom. Her mother whispered, I didn't know she knew. Maya held up the letter. The name was not her father. It was not Jason. It was her younger sister, Emily. Maya had barely spoken to Emily since the wedding. Emily had been 19 at the time. She had cried when Maya left. But she had never contacted her again. Maya suddenly remembered something. A few days before the wedding, Emily had asked her a strange question. Are you sure Dad is angry because of Daniel? Maya had thought it was jealousy. Now she wondered. Where is Emily? Maya asked. Her mother looked at her. She moved away. Where? She works in another state. Does she know about the trust? I don't know. Maya reached for her phone. Before she could call, another message arrived. Unknown number. There was only one sentence. Stop looking for the agreement. Maya stared at it. Then another message appeared. Your grandmother was not the only one who planned for this. Daniel took the phone from her. Who is this? Maya shook her head. I don't know. A third message arrived. This time, there was an attachment. A photograph. Maya opened it. It showed her father standing outside a bank. Beside him was Jason. And beside Jason was a man Maya did not recognize. Maya zoomed in. The man was holding a folder. On the folder was the name of the company that had received part of her inheritance. Carter Holdings. Maya's heart raced. Then she noticed the date. The photograph had been taken yesterday. Her father was still moving money. He was still working behind her back. This was not only about the past. It was happening now. Maya looked at Samuel. Who took this picture? I don't know. She looked at her mother. Her mother was crying. Maya finally understood the danger. Her father knew she was investigating. Someone inside the family was helping him. But someone else was watching him too. Maya's phone rang. This time, the caller ID showed a name. Emily. Maya answered. For several seconds, neither sister spoke. Then Emily whispered. Maya, don't trust Mom. Maya froze. Her mother looked up. Emily continued. She isn't telling you everything. Maya's eyes moved slowly toward her mother. What are you talking about? Emily's voice trembled. Dad didn't steal Grandma's money alone. Maya's heart dropped. Then who helped him? Emily took a shaky breath. And then she said the words that changed everything. Mom did. The call ended. Maya looked at her mother. Her mother did not deny it. Instead, she quietly said, I was trying to protect you. Maya stared at her. For the first time, she wondered if her mother had returned after 9 years because she wanted to save Maya. Or because she was trying to save herself. The truth at the family table. Maya kept staring at her mother. For several seconds, nobody spoke. Emily's words were still echoing in her mind. Dad didn't steal Grandma's money alone. Mom did. Her mother sat quietly in the passenger seat. She did not argue. She did not defend herself. That silence told Maya more than any explanation could. Daniel reached for Maya's hand. Don't make a decision while you're angry. Maya looked at him. I'm not angry. But she was. She was hurt. There was a difference. Her mother had spent years telling her that she was protecting the family. Now Maya wondered what that protection had really meant. The truth could no longer wait. They drove back to Maya's house. Emily had promised to meet them there. When she arrived, she looked nervous. She had not changed much since Maya last saw her. But there was something different in her eyes. She looked tired. I should have told you years ago, Emily said. Maya stood across from her. Why didn't you? Because Dad threatened me. With what? He said if I told you, he would make sure Mom went to prison. Maya looked at her mother. Her mother lowered her head. Emily continued. Dad knew Mom had signed the papers. He used that against her. Maya's voice was quiet. So Mom helped him. Emily nodded. She signed the first transfer. Maya felt a sharp pain in her chest. But she did not know what he would do next. Her mother finally spoke. I thought he would return the money. Maya looked at her. You keep saying that. I believed him. You chose to believe him. Her mother began crying. Yes. Maya did not raise her voice. She did not need to. The truth was already painful enough. Emily placed a folder on the table. This is why I called you. Maya opened it. Inside were copies of old emails. Most were between her father and Jason. The first one was dated 2 months before Maya's wedding. Maya read it. Her father had written that Maya needed to be removed from the business before she learned about the trust. Another email said that her relationship with Daniel had given them the perfect reason. Maya's hands started shaking. She read the sentence again. Let her believe this is about the marriage. Maya looked up. So they used Daniel. Daniel remained quiet. His face was calm, but his jaw was tight. Maya turned to her mother. You knew. Her mother nodded. I knew he was using the marriage as an excuse. Maya felt tears fill her eyes. That is why you hated him. Her mother shook her head. I never hated Daniel. You made me think you did. I was trying to make your father believe I was on his side. Maya looked away. That explanation did not erase what happened. For 9 years, she had carried the pain. She had believed her family rejected the man she loved because of his race. Now she learned there had been another reason behind the cruelty. Her father needed her gone. Her marriage was simply the weapon he used. Daniel touched her shoulder. Maya nodded. She was ready. The next evening, the entire family gathered at her father's house. Her father sat at the head of the dining table. Jason sat beside him. Her mother looked nervous. Emily sat quietly near the window. Maya and Daniel arrived last. The room became silent when they entered. Her father looked at Maya. "You finally came." Maya pulled out a chair. "I came because you asked." "I asked you to help your family." Maya looked at him. "No. You asked me to sign away my rights." Her father's expression hardened. "Those rights exist because this family built everything." Maya calmly placed a folder on the table. "No." Her father frowned. "What's that?" "Everything you thought I would never find." Jason looked nervous. Her father reached for the folder. Maya pulled it away. "Not yet." Her father stared at her. "You have become very confident." "I had to." Maya opened the folder. "The first transfer was made before my wedding." Her father said nothing. "The money came from Grandma's trust." Still nothing. "Mom signed the transfer." Her father looked at Maya's mother. Her mother closed her eyes. Jason suddenly stood. "This is pointless." Maya looked at him. "Sit down." Jason froze. For the first time, he seemed unsure of himself. Maya continued. "Dad told everyone I abandoned the family." She placed another paper on the table. "But these emails prove that was a lie." Her father reached for the paper. Maya let him take it. He read the first page. His face changed. Jason looked over his shoulder. Their father quickly folded the paper. "These are private family documents." "They are evidence." "Evidence of what?" "Of what you did." Her father stood. "You don't understand business." Maya looked at him. "I understand stealing from your own daughter." Her father slammed his hand against the table. "I did not steal anything." Daniel finally spoke. "Then explain where the money went." Her father looked at him with anger. "This is a family matter." Daniel remained calm. "You made it a legal matter when you used the house as security." Silence. Maya's mother started crying. Jason sat back down. Maya placed the original trust agreement on the table. "This says Grandma's property cannot be used to cover your debts." Her father stared at the document. His face slowly lost its color. "You don't have that." Maya smiled sadly. "I do." Her father looked at her mother. "You told her." Her mother shook her head. "No." "Then who?" Maya answered. "Grandma." Her father stared at her. For the first time, he looked afraid. Maya continued. "She left everything with Daniel's father." Jason stood again. "That agreement doesn't matter." Maya looked at him. "Why?" Jason's mouth opened. Then closed. Maya noticed his hands were shaking. She turned toward the lawyer who had been sitting quietly at the end of the table. He was the attorney Maya had hired. He spoke calmly. "It matters very much." Her father looked at him. "You're a lawyer?" "Yes." "And you brought him here?" Maya nodded. "I wanted the truth in the same room with everyone who helped hide it." Her father sat down. The lawyer placed another document on the table. "This is the attempted claim against the property." Her father looked at it. "This was filed 3 weeks ago." "Yes." "And this signature?" The lawyer pointed to it. "Your signature." Her father said nothing. Maya looked at her mother. "Did you know he filed this?" Her mother nodded slowly. "Yes." Maya's heart sank. That was the part she had been waiting for. Her mother had known. She had known more than she admitted. Maya's voice became soft. "Why did you really come to my house?" Her mother looked at her. Tears rolled down her face. "I was scared." "Of Dad?" "Yes." "Only Dad?" Her mother hesitated. Maya knew there was more. Her mother finally whispered. "I was scared you would find out what I did." The room went silent. Maya's father looked at her mother. "Don't." Her mother looked back at him. For 9 years, I kept quiet. You promised. I promised because I was afraid. Her mother turned toward Maya. I signed the first transfer. Maya nodded. I know. But I also signed something else. Maya's expression changed. What? Her mother reached into her handbag. She pulled out a small key. Maya stared at it. What is that? Your grandmother gave it to me the night before your wedding. Maya's heart began racing. What does it open? Her mother looked at her father, then at Jason, then back at Maya. The original family records. Her father suddenly stood. Give me that key. Her mother held it tightly. No. It was the first time Maya had ever heard her mother refuse him. Her father stepped toward her. Daniel stood immediately. Stay where you are. Her father stopped. The room became completely silent. Maya looked at the key. Where are the records? Her mother swallowed. In a safety deposit box. Whose name is on it? Her mother looked at Maya. Yours. Maya could barely breathe. Her grandmother had placed the records under her name years before. Then her mother said something even more shocking. The box contains proof that your father did not just take your inheritance. Maya's eyes widened. What else did he do? Her mother looked at the family table. Then she whispered. He sold something that never belonged to him. Maya waited. Her mother finally said. Your grandmother's house was never the real property. Everyone stared at her. Jason looked confused. Maya frowned. What does that mean? Her mother shook her head. I can't explain it here. Maya almost laughed. Not again. Her mother looked terrified. Because there is one person who knows exactly what your grandmother owned. Who? Her mother looked toward Jason. Jason's face went pale. Maya turned to him. What does he know? Jason said nothing. Her father suddenly shouted. Enough. But nobody moved. The lawyer quietly opened his briefcase. I think it is time everyone heard the rest. He pulled out a sealed document. Maya recognized the handwriting immediately. Her grandmother's. The lawyer looked at Maya. Your grandmother left instructions that this document should be opened only after your father attempted to take the property. Maya stared at it. Her father whispered. No. Maya looked at him. For the first time, she saw real fear in his eyes. The lawyer broke the seal. He unfolded the paper. Then he read the first line. His expression changed. Maya leaned forward. What does it say? The lawyer looked directly at her. It says your grandmother knew your father would betray you. He paused. And she prepared one final protection. Maya's heart raced. What protection? The lawyer looked around the table. Then he said. Your father does not legally own the family business. Her father's face went white. And Maya suddenly realized the biggest secret had not been about her inheritance at all. It was about who actually owned everything her father had spent 9 years pretending was his. The truth that changed everything. The room went completely silent. Maya stared at the lawyer. Your father does not legally own the family business. Her father's face had lost all color. That is a lie, he said. The lawyer did not react. It is not a lie. He placed another document on the table. This is the original ownership agreement. Maya looked at it. Her eyes moved slowly across the page. The company had been created by her grandmother. Not her father. Not even her grandfather. Her grandmother had started it when she was young. She had built it over many years. Her father had taken control only after her grandmother became ill. Maya looked at her father. You told everyone you built this company. Her father said nothing. You told me that Grandma gave it to you. She did. No, the lawyer said calmly. She gave him control. That was different. Maya looked at the document again. There was a condition. Her grandmother had never transferred full ownership. She had placed the company into a protected family trust. Her father could manage it. But he could not sell it. He could not borrow against it without approval. And he could not transfer ownership to himself. Maya's father suddenly grabbed the document. This means nothing. The lawyer took it back. It means everything. Jason looked at his father. You knew. Her father turned toward him. Of course I knew. Jason's face changed. Then why did you tell me the company was mine? His father stared at him. Jason looked confused and angry. Maya suddenly understood. Her father had lied to everyone. He had promised Jason control of the company. He had promised other relatives money. He had made deals using property that was never fully his. And now all those promises were falling apart. Maya looked at the lawyer. What happens now? The trust can be enforced. What does that mean? It means your father can no longer make decisions alone. Her father stood. You can't do this to me. Maya looked at him. I am not doing anything to you. You are my daughter. He said the words as if they should still have power. Maya felt something inside her break. Now I'm your daughter. Her father looked away. 9 years ago, he had told her she was no longer part of the family. Now he wanted to use that same relationship to protect himself. Maya shook her head. You can't choose when I'm family. Her mother began crying. Maya looked at her. Her mother had been silent throughout the meeting. Finally, she spoke. I am sorry. Maya did not answer. I should have told you. Yes. I should have protected you. Yes. I was weak. Maya looked at her mother's tired face. For the first time, she could see how much fear had controlled her. But she also knew something else. Fear did not erase responsibility. You hurt me, Maya said. Her mother nodded. I know. You let me believe I was rejected because I married Daniel. Her mother started crying harder. You were never the problem. Then why didn't you tell me? Because your father threatened to destroy everything. Maya looked toward her father. He said nothing. Her mother continued. He told me that if I helped you, he would make sure I lost everything too. Maya took a slow breath. Did he threaten you with prison? Her mother nodded. Yes. The room became quiet again. Maya remembered Emily's words. Mom had not been innocent. But she had not been the mastermind either. She had made terrible choices while trapped in fear. That did not excuse what she had done. But it explained part of it. The lawyer closed his folder. There is still one important issue. Everyone looked at him. The money. Maya's father stood still. What money? The money taken from the trust. The lawyer placed several bank records on the table. We have traced most of it. Maya looked at the numbers. Her father had moved the money through several accounts. Some had gone into Carter Holdings. Some had gone into business loans. But another amount had gone somewhere else. Maya frowned. Where did that money go? The lawyer looked at Jason. Jason's face turned pale. Maya looked at him. Jason. He shook his head. I didn't know. The lawyer pointed to the account. It was used to purchase another property. Maya looked at the address. She recognized it. It was the house where her parents currently lived. Maya stared at her father. You bought your house with Grandma's money. Her father looked away. That was the answer. Maya felt no satisfaction. Only sadness. Her grandmother had worked for years to give her family security. Her father had turned that gift into a weapon. The lawyer explained that the house could be recovered as part of the trust claim. Maya looked at her mother. What happens to her? The lawyer answered carefully. That depends on what she chooses to do now. Maya's mother looked confused. What do you mean? If you cooperate fully and tell the truth, the court will consider that. Her mother looked at Maya. For a moment, Maya thought she might refuse. Instead, her mother nodded. I will tell the truth. Her father immediately shouted. No. Everyone turned toward him. You will destroy this family. Maya stood. No. Her voice was calm. You destroyed it when you decided money was more important than your own daughter. Her father stared at her. You think you won? Maya shook her head. This isn't about winning. She looked around the table. This is about stopping the lies. Jason suddenly sat down. He looked exhausted. I want to cooperate too. His father turned toward him. You ungrateful. Jason interrupted. You lied to me too. His father went silent. You told me the company would be mine. Jason's voice shook. You told me Maya had no rights. I was protecting the family. No. Jason looked at Maya. You were protecting yourself. For the first time, Maya saw the family turning against the man who had controlled them for years. But she did not feel victorious. She felt tired. The meeting ended without another argument. Her father remained at the table. Alone. Maya walked outside with Daniel. The night air felt cool. She took a deep breath. Daniel looked at her. How do you feel? Maya thought for a moment. Free. He smiled. You sure? She nodded. For the first time. They stood beside the car. Maya looked back at the house. 9 years ago, she had left that place crying. She had believed she had lost her family. Now she understood something. She had lost people who had chosen to hurt her. That was different. Daniel took her hand. You don't have to go back in. I know. Maya smiled. I don't want to. They drove home. For the next few weeks, everything changed. The trust was placed under legal protection. The attempted claim against the property was removed. The money taken from the trust was traced. The family business was placed under independent management. Her father lost control. Jason was forced to answer questions about the company. Maya's mother cooperated with the investigation. She admitted what she had done. She also admitted what her husband had done. It was painful. But for the first time, there were no secrets. Maya did not use the situation to destroy her family. She did not go to the newspapers. She did not post angry messages online. She did not try to embarrass her father. Her revenge was much quieter. She let the truth do the work. Months later, Maya returned to her grandmother's house. The house had been protected by the trust. She stood in the old living room. Everything looked smaller than she remembered. The fireplace. The wooden shelves. The old chair where her grandmother used to sit. Maya touched the chair. She remembered being a little girl. Her grandmother had always told her that money could disappear. Houses could disappear. Businesses could disappear. But a person's character was something nobody could take. Maya finally understood. She sat in the chair and cried. Not because she was sad. Because the fight was over. Daniel came into the room. He sat beside her. She would be proud of you. Maya smiled through her tears. I hope so. She would. Maya leaned against him. For years, she had thought her grandmother's final gift was money. It wasn't. It was the truth. A week later, Maya received a letter from her mother. She opened it carefully. The letter was short. Her mother apologized for everything. She admitted that she had failed Maya. She admitted that she had allowed fear to control her. And she asked for one final chance. Maya read the letter twice. Then she placed it down. Daniel waited. Are you going to answer? Maya nodded. But not the way she expects. She wrote back. She told her mother that forgiveness was possible. But trust would take time. She would not return to the old family. She would not pretend nothing had happened. And she would never again allow anyone to use the word family to control her. Then Maya closed the letter. That night, she stood outside with Daniel. The sky was clear. 9 years earlier, her family had told her that marrying him had ruined her life. They had expected her to come crawling back. Instead, she had built a life they could not control. Daniel looked at her. Do you regret anything? Maya thought about the past. Her father's cruelty. Her mother's silence. Jason's betrayal. The wedding. The years of struggle. Then she smiled. No. She looked toward the house. I regret that they wasted 9 years. Daniel squeezed her hand. Maya nodded. They could have loved us. But they didn't. And now? Now they have to live with their choices. Maya looked at the family home one final time. She no longer wanted revenge. She had something better. Peace. But just when she thought the story was finally over, her phone rang. It was Robert, her grandmother's old lawyer. Maya answered. Hello. His voice sounded serious. There is one more document. Maya's heart skipped. What document? It was found in your grandmother's safe. Maya sat down. What does it say? Robert hesitated. It concerns your marriage. Maya frowned. My marriage? Yes. Daniel looked at her. Robert continued. Your grandmother wrote that she knew your father would reject Daniel. Maya's stomach tightened. But she also wrote something else. What? Robert's voice became quieter. She knew Daniel's family long before you ever met him. Maya stared at Daniel. He looked just as confused. Robert continued. And according to the document, your grandmother chose Daniel's family for a reason. Maya's heart began racing. What reason? There was a long pause. Then Robert said. Because your grandmother believed Daniel was the only person who could help protect everything she left behind. The call ended. Maya slowly lowered the phone. Daniel looked at her. What did he say? Maya could barely speak. She looked toward the old family house. Then back at her husband. For 9 years, she had believed her marriage was the reason her family fell apart. Now she wondered if it had been the reason her grandmother's entire plan worked. And somewhere inside the old records was one final secret. Why had her grandmother known Daniel's family before Maya ever met him?